PopStroke Palm Beach is now open. Located right next to Palm Beach International Airport, PopStroke is your new go-to destination for all things fun. Hit the greens with 36 holes of next-level mini golf, grab a bite at our full-service restaurant, or chill at one of the lively bars. Want to level up? Yeah! Join our monthly membership for unlimited mini golf and exclusive discounts on food and drinks.
Yes!
Plan your next visit today at popstroke.com.
Hey golf fans, Colin Russo here. Looking to improve your game? Flagstick Golf Performance, the ultimate indoor golf experience, is now open in Boynton Beach. With 3 indoor simulators and a state-of-the-art putting studio, Flagstick helps players at all levels up their game. Get lessons from experts, try the latest clubs, or just come up for a round in the simulators. You can track your stats and see real improvement. Flagstick is where serious golfers and beginners find their edge. Bring your friends or family and enjoy golf like never before. Visit flagstickgolfperformance.com to book your session.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
I thought the Midwest was supposed to be tough. Cleveland, this is for you.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It's not likely I ever invoke a saying from LeBron James off the top of the show like that. It's not likely I ever do that. Not because I don't like LeBron. I'm a big LeBron James guy. Just not that kind of fan. I feel like there's a lot of people that are just heavily LeBron-centric and whatnot. That's not why. That is not why we went straight to the 2016 Cavaliers finals win celebration from the king himself. C-Cat's on the other side of the glass on the ones and the twos. We are fresh off of just a bunch of losses. Just a bunch of losses, C-Cat. I don't even know what the hell we're doing the show today.
No.
What the heck are we doing?
Come on.
What are we doing?
Keep your chin up.
I'll peel the curtain back. We have an internal here at Good Karma Brands, a bunch of different ESPN radio affiliates, and many more things, obviously. We had an internal Karma Awards named after, our founder, Craig Karmazin, who C-Cat thinks is the most hilarious guy in the world.
He's got a way with words, man. He's cutting me up.
And C-Cat thinks he's a stand-up comedian, and Craig thinks he is as well. Well, we have these Karma Awards. We do it once a year, and I was actually nominated for a record for myself, 5 Karmies. And these things, they vary. It's similar like NFL awards and whatnot. There's like the MVP type awards, the Player of the Year. So one of them I got was like breakthrough. I was a breakthrough.
Yeah, you sucked last year. You're good this year.
Yeah, that's the thing. So not only did I get 5 nominations, I also got most of my nominations were backhanded compliments. Good personality.
Finally showed up to work award.
Yeah. Well, what the hell's going on here? By the way, if that was an award, I would come home with that. I would come home with that, man. I'd be pulling up. So no. They're handing out the Karmies actively right now. We were late prepping for our show because we wanted to stick around and see it. I mean, obviously, I was nominated 5 times like Kendrick Lamar, so I wasn't expecting a sweep like he did at the Grammys with Not Like Us because I have had a great year, but C-Cat, even I haven't had a Not Like Us-esque year.
Could have been better.
So I'm like, 5 nominations, I got to at least get 1 or 2 of them things, and so far, 0 for 4. And the last one I saw, am I 0 for 5, C-Cat? Did I lose all of them?
I don't know. I had to dip into here. Okay. I've been radio silent.
The last one that we did lose was a award that I was honored to even be in question for. For those of you who have been sticking around with us, this is episode 203, technically, of Theoretically Speaking. And in our first year, we haven't even completed a full year, we were nominated for Show of the Year throughout all of our many different radio stations, which have some lovely shows. That's a pretty big deal.
Sure is.
Well, I mean, we're talking about ESPN Chicago, ESPN Cleveland, ESPN New York, LA, all of these different places, ESPN Beaver Dam, Madison. We were one of the shows. WTMJ, The Truth, we were one of the shows, theoretically speaking, here at ESPN 106.3, ESPN West Palm, Theo Dorsey, C-Cat, Tina when she shows up, and Dean Thomas, who never shows up. We were up there against some really big names, one of which is called The Really Big Show. And the very last Carmi that I saw get handed out to somebody else after we were nominated for it was the Show of the Year. And it went to the whiny babies out there in Cleveland. Congratulations, Really Big Show. Congratulations. Now I feel like your whole fan base feels out there in Cleveland for the Cleveland sports fans. I feel like an absolute loser. So congratulations to the Really Big Show. Do you think, C-Cat, do you think that maybe GKB pandering to Cleveland because of their fan, the Cleveland sports fans just being such wimps?
Listen, 365 days a year, rooting for the success of your local sports teams, and you just so happen, because of what butterfly effect it happens to be your Cleveland sports teams, it has to be tough. There's no mistaking that. But they've got a bone there.
Yeah. I think that our company, our company is literally named Good Karma. Good Karma Brands. We pay favors forward. We over-deliver. We compensate where we see need. We, give people good karma. And I do think that a fan base and a station that is so dedicated to literally on a daily basis covering the Cleveland Browns and the Gardos, the lovely Gardos, right? The good old Gardos. And who else they got out there? The Cleveland, Ohio State's got to be fun to cover.
Sure
but
is.
That's not even in their backyard like that. That's not Cleveland. That's Columbus. Congratulations to the Really Big Show. But it's funny that they beat us out today, C-Cat, because I had a bone to pick with the Really Big Show before we even got beaten out. This is not out of bad taste. This is not because the Really Big Show has done anything to harm me. I mean, I'm a big fan of Tony Rizzo. I'm a big fan of Tony. Aaron Goldhammer, it's my guy.
You've always said that.
I've always said that. I've always literally said those words in conjunction. Aaron Gold, my guy. And E. Goldie pops up on there. Emmett Golden, who's a great dude. You hear, come on. Like all of these people, great people out there in Cleveland. Here's my issue. You're sensitive as hell. It is a town, if Goldhammer is one of the people that represent y'all, full of sensitive people who can't take the truth. Most of your sports teams suck. The reason why you guys are a place that we do actually, we extend generosity towards and we're cool with and we're fine with and we try to keep y'all spirits up and we give you awards like, Show of the Year. I mean, how big is the Really Big Show for real? I mean, how many hours they doing, CK?
It's really big.
They're doing a lot of hours. They're doing a lot of hours.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a lot of numbers as well. But it can't be that big. It's ambiguously big.
It's in the name.
It's much bigger than theoretically speaking. I'll give you that again. Congratulations to them. It's not a knock to the show, but I'm pointing my finger here at Aaron Goldhammer. Because for the past couple of days, he and the Really Big Show have been at war with Unsportsmanlike, which is 6 to 10 a.m. right here at ESPN 106.3. And the whole war started from them literally taking a stray, assuming a stray, a hit dog hollering, because they're such sensitive Cleveland sports fans, they weren't able to take a little joke. We should probably, for those that didn't hear this, C-Cat, let's walk it back and actually go through this timeline here. Can we start with the initial joke that was made on Unsportsmanlike, Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, Michelle Smallman, when they brought up, they were just talking about, so Shedeur Sanders, for the background, Shedeur Sanders, obviously Deion's son, going to be a top quarterback in this draft. He made it known that he plays on Madden, mostly with the Cleveland Browns.
I believe there was exclusively.
Yeah. He's only playing with the Browns on Madden. I mean, the guy likes a challenge. The guy likes an uphill battle. I mean, that's good. That should increase his draft capital. So when he made that inference, people started wondering, does he want to force his way to Cleveland? And then Chris Canty and Evan Cohen had this exchange on Unsportsmanlike.
Said no prospective quarterback draft pick ever. I only want to play for the Cleveland Browns or nobody else. Vontae Mack. Yeah. No matter what.
No matter what.
Draft day.
Shador's not saying Browns no matter what
Kevin
on the yellow post-it.
Andrew Berry.
No matter what.
It's pretty harmless.
Exactly.
Pretty
I think
innocuous.
I think almost everyone in America was laughing along with Chris Canty, Michelle Smallman, and Evan Cohen.
And even if you weren't laughing, maybe you didn't find it extremely humorous, there's no way that you were offended by this. There's no way that you thought this was a shot at Cleveland sports fans, right? There's no way in heck, especially somebody who is astute to this business, somebody that has a journalistic pedigree, who has been in sports media for a while, and also is a fan of sports and understands that, jokes get transferred back and forth between fan bases. There's no way that they took this to heart. Let's hear Aaron Goldhammer, and I believe it was a fill-in on the Really Big Show. I don't want to get his name wrong because I haven't met him, a teammate of ours, much love. Let's hear them on the Really Big Show responding to what they heard on Unsportsmanlike and threatening to take them off the damn airwaves.
Can I just say to Evan, Canty, and Michelle, don't turn into the show that takes the low-hanging fruit when it comes to Cleveland sports. Cleveland is probably one of your biggest markets that listens to the show because you lead into the Really Big Show. What does that accomplish for you guys? Nothing.
I mean, look, they got to be careful. I will tell them, because you just take the low-hanging fruit all the time. Eventually, you're going to turn off the audience so bad, especially when you don't have anybody to counterbalance. I've got Riz when I do that yelling right back at me, representing the fans that are sitting in the car. To hear them laugh at the Browns, like, Chris, there was no I feel for Cleveland fans in that. Maybe a little bit from Evan. Mostly, to me, it just was cruel. And you guys got to be careful when you're just being cruel to one of the biggest markets that the show is on. Because if you're not careful, the show's not going to be on here anymore.
All right, C-Cat, do we have the, I didn't want to be disrespectful. Do we have the name of my guy that was on there with Goldhammer?
Odak.
Odak. Okay, so Odak and Goldhammer taking a shot at Unsportsmanlike, threatening to take them off of ESPN Cleveland. And I do want to tell you this, Goldhammer. You said it's low-hanging fruit to tease the Cleveland Browns. Only thing low is your self-esteem. The only thing low is the self-esteem of Browns fans and your ability to take a joke if you heard them make that reference to draft day and say something that is unequivocally true. No quarterback has ever entered the NFL draft and said, nowhere but Cleveland. Who would do that? Actually, if a quarterback did that, he should lose some draft stock. I would not draft a quarterback. It would be a hit against the reputation of that quarterback and his decision-making skills if that's the only franchise he wants to go to.
That should be on the Wonderlic test.
Yeah.
It should be, if there is one franchise and you can pick where to go to, if you select Cleveland Browns on that test, you should get a deduction.
A deduction is not strong enough.
Oh.
I think that if you bubble in Cleveland Browns, your paper should just start to disintegrate. I believe if you bubble that in and try to turn that paper in, it's just all null and void. I don't even want to take the full test of your score because now we probably need to enter you into, you know how like when you go to college and most people are taking like Math 101, Math 110 to start off with freshman year, and then there's some of the folks who got to take like, you know, the one that's it's considered something else. It still counts as a math credit, but they got to pass this one before they get into Math 101.
Yeah, behind closed doors, they're saying, what did these kids learn in high school? How did they get to the school?
Yeah, we got some prerequisites for your, not for your electives and stuff. We got some prerequisites for your prerequisites. That's what I would give a quarterback who says nowhere but the Cleveland Browns. So, again, the joke that they made on Unsportsmanlike, not even offensive joke. I mean, come on. And CK, you know something about offensive jokes.
No comment.
I got it. I had to. We're talking jokes and stuff. I had to do it. So, no, C-Cat, let's dial it back. They made an innocuous joke. Aaron Goldhammer and people out over there at the award-winning, the Really Big Show on ESPN Cleveland, they decide, we're going to take offense to that, and we're going to say we're going to pull you off the airwaves. So here's what I'm thinking. Maybe that was just them being sensitive, them being reactive, and I found out that this morning, because all of that played out yesterday, this morning, Aaron Goldhammer, he went on Unsportsmanlike from 6 to 10 a.m., Evan, Chris Canty, Michelle Smallman, to clear his name, And thank God he actually showed that Cleveland sports fans aren't sensitive. Take a listen.
It sounded like, to a Browns fan, that you guys were laughing at Browns fans.
Wait, stop it. What? That's how he started it, CK? I thought it was going to be him like walking it back and saying, "Oh, I get it. You guys were talking about the franchise that has been like literally making irreversible damage to its roster and its reputation over the past 10 years." That's not what they said?
No.
He took it. So he's saying that, well, let's play the rest of it. Maybe he cleans it up afterwards.
We're laughing at Browns fans. And this is a sensitive time here in Cleveland sports and in Browns fandom.
Time here, huh?
Because I think it's a new low. I think it's actually lower than when they won one game in 2 years, because not only are they terrible, but it feels completely hopeless. And the one person who maybe represents a little sliver of hope, at least to drive the conversation away from Chris Canty devouring low-hanging fruit for 4 hours every morning on ESPN radio, is Shedeur Sanders. So this was like a Molotov cocktail of a bunch of things mixed together. And my point was, while every other market in the country is probably laughing along with you and turning you up, a Browns fan might hear that conversation and be more apt to turn you off than want to turn you on. And that was our concern. We're not necessarily ripping you at the Really Big Show. We're just out here looking out for the gang at Unsportsmanlike.
I'll be the first to say I don't want a Browns fan to turn me on anyways, especially not their quarterback. I mean, got enough problems already coming out of Cleveland.
No comment.
No comment. See, Cat is captain. No comment today. That's fine. That's part. I like the no comment Cat. No comment Cat is what we're going to call you today. I cannot believe that after a whole night to sleep it off, I'm sure Goldhammer.
Hammer. Like,
I know,
the
Goldhammer. I know Aaron Goldhammer. I know. I mean, he's a really famous dude. He's a really big guy. He's on the Really Big Show, damn it. Award-winning Really Big Show. What if we cried our eyes out every time somebody talked about our team and said, be more nice to us and I'm sensitive and don't hurt my feelings? Do you think we would win an award as a show then? Is that the way?
You know, apples to apples correlation, maybe there is a correlation there.
Yeah. Maybe we should learn something from them instead of ridicule them. And again, none of this is directed to the big dog, Tony Rizzo, who, by the way, he was here last week? Good dude. I'm rocking with him. He wasn't here. He wasn't on the show when these guys started, derailing the whole thing with their sensitivities and their little emotions because they're so sad that they're Browns fans. I don't understand what you want us to do. Do you want us to just ignore Cleveland sports going forward? Because we could just do that because they've been, especially in the NFL, the Browns have been irrelevant outside of scandal. Like, they're the biggest things that have come out of the Cleveland Browns is you gave, the biggest and most unregulated contract in the history of the NFL to a quarterback who just got off of like a bunch of different, just a couple sexual assault allegations. No big deal, I guess, for Cleveland. And then right after you do and you bring him in, there's a bunch of fans, these same sensitive Cleveland sports fans that are mimicking and mocking the Deshaun Watson situation outside of the stadium and celebrating the man before he ever threw the football and having a grand old time at the tailgate with their own little fake massage parlor setups. That's cool. Oh, they're just fans having good fun. They're drunks. Okay, that doesn't represent all of us. And then that same quarterback, when he actually sucks at football, because I don't know, maybe quarterback is one of the biggest thinking positions in the NFL. And when you got 28 different cases out there against you and people seeking money and reparations and all kind, I understand that it's a little hard to figure out if this is cover 2 or cover 3. Yeah, Deshaun Watson's been struggling. So after he struggled and he couldn't get you enough wins because you thought you had bought yourself a savior of your franchise in the future at quarterback, these same fans watched that man then, what was it? Did he pop his Achilles or was it an ACL tear at the end that happened this year?
Achilles and then another Achilles that happened in the middle of the offseason.
Yeah, I think the offseason one was it was another, you're right, it was back to back.
Because the headline was Deshaun Watson possibly tore his other Achilles again.
How? That's really hard to do. I mean, that guy, We talk good karma. That guy's got some bad karma around him right now. It's just he's suffering right now. It sucks for him. But again, this is not about Deshaun Watson. It's about him going down with that Achilles injury. And we know good and well, those same fans, if Deshaun Watson threw for 50 touchdowns this year and led them to a 12-win season and got them into the postseason for the first time, and whoever, since Baker Mayfield, I guess, they would be throwing Deshaun Watson parades. But instead, they watch the man get injured and they boo him and they heckle him, and then they try and then diffuse it by saying, well, he's a bad guy. Remember, Deshaun's a bad guy. Deshaun's a bad guy. What happened to the sensitive Cleveland sports fan then? Didn't show too much sensitivity then. So that aside, that's just me painting the picture of what the Cleveland sports fan can be before they start reaching out and crying for empathy and sympathy from folks that do not have to deliver it to them. They're just making a nice, innocuous joke about you thinking a quarterback would demand he wants to go to your franchise that has been literally riddled with just underperforming, scandal. Best player right now, Myles Garrett, wants nothing to do with your franchise. Well, why do you want to leave Cleveland? I want to win a Super Bowl. Good choice. Can you believe Cleveland sports fans were actually offended that Myles Garrett included in his request for a trade, that it's because he wanted to win a Super Bowl?
I don't think it's anyone's job description to care about the feelings of another city's sports fans.
Yeah.
Like, Cleveland sports give sports fans who are not in Cleveland endless ammunition.
Yes.
Untethered to make fun of their teams because of what their teams do.
One of the funniest things that happened for Cleveland sports was following that Cleveland, this is for you. Following the NBA Finals, LeBron comes back after they ridiculed him, after they clowned him, and then he comes back because, well, guess what? You were no good without him. Dan Gilbert, who said that they would win a championship. You were no good without him. So those same fans that came crawling right back to Papa and LeBron delivers you a title, and you come back from that 3-1 lead, those same fans, they have a parade for LeBron then. I had to say, they had a parade for LeBron. And then the 3-1 lead, that was your big thing. The very next year, what happens to their baseball team, C-Cat?
Blew a 3-1 lead.
3-1. Right back at you. Boy, it must suck being a Cleveland sports fan. I'm not saying I don't feel bad for y'all, but y'all are the most sensitive fans out there, and I cannot understand how somebody who is supposed to be the voice of, the face of, the talking piece for Cleveland sports fans can't take that little innocuous joke, that little thing right. That was nothing. Can we hear it one more time again? The joke that it's literally causing a beef, not the size of Kendrick and Drake, but it's a big one between two shows here within our company. Let's hear the joke.
Said no prospective quarterback draft pick ever. I only want to play for the Cleveland Browns or nobody else. So
Devontae Mack.
Yeah. No matter what.
No matter what.
Draft day.
Shador's not saying Browns no matter what Kevin on a yellow post-it.
Andrew Berry.
No matter what.
The really big sensitive show. That's what it is. Just a collection of guys rooting for a team that can't take a little joke. So I'm glad they won their award. Again, this is not hate. Hey, C-Cat, be with me here. I think people are going to hear this and think I'm hating on them because they beat us out for our award. And I went 0 for 5 on my Carmies. I literally got swept. Kendrick Lamar swept at the Grammys. I got swept. This is not about that. We had this plan before we even lost.
It's just really convenient or inconvenient timing that they are crying on both local and national airwaves about outsiders being mean to their favorite teams.
And I want to give a big shout to my dog AC right there, who broke the news, the Wemby news, by the way. I want to do it before he left here, Evan Cohen's son, because Evan was part of this whole thing. He broke the Wemby news to me earlier, and I just want to make sure people know. Victor Wembanyama likely out for the season. That shocked me. That hurt me. That hurt my sensibilities. Then he started talking about his fantasy basketball team, and I'm like, well, damn. Where's the sensitive nature there? Nobody is sensitive. Nobody is. When it comes to sports, bro, like, we kind of got to throw all that out the door.
It's two words, and they are used together. We are in the entertainment business.
Yes.
So the words that are being used behind these microphones right now are used for two things.
Yeah.
Entertainment and for business. If it makes sense for both, we're going to say them.
Yeah.
So unsportsmanlike is going to entertain the masses, because it's good for business. And if making fun of what Cleveland does with their sports teams is entertaining and good for business, they're going to do that.
And they should do that. And if you're a Cleveland sports fan and you are offended because people are telling the honest truth about your team, you need to actually, instead of being offended by them, you should be offended that that franchise keeps on trotting that product out there year after year after year after decade after decade after decade. And then they leave Cleveland, right? They get pulled out of Cleveland, and it's a sob story. I do feel bad for y'all. Y'all lost y'all's team, and they go to Baltimore, or whatever, and then they instantly win. And now you want me to feel bad for you again when you get an expansion team right back there and you start sucking again. Blame them for being bad. Don't blame us for noting it. Like, that's our job. Our job is, theoretically speaking, we speak about sports. Or Cleveland sports are bad.
And, it's kind of preaching the choir for Theo Dorsey because you are a big proponent of fandom freedom.
Yes.
Of you are not tethered to the team just because you rooted for them when you were 7 years old.
Especially if you're going to be that sensitive about it, leave.
Yeah,
Don't cry to me. Either take it like a man or walk out the door. But you can't have it both ways. You can't be beat up. Because then you know what's going to happen if they do end up winning a Super Bowl 10 years from now or whatnot? Then they're going to look at some of the maybe newer fans. Well, you didn't suffer with us. You didn't go through the trenches with us and whatnot. Well, you was complaining the whole way through them trenches. Nah. If you're going to be in the trenches, take it like a man. Don't be crying on the national airwaves. Aaron Goldhammer, you're a great dude. Not really good at catching fly balls. I also heard about what you ate on radio one time, and that was disgusting. But 3 words, man, get a grip. Stop being so sensitive. All right? Cleveland Browns stink. And if anybody wants to be in support of them, it's me. Like, I got a direct tie to the Cleveland Browns. I would love for them to be successful on the outside looking in. One of the first people that believed in me in this industry, one of the first people that saw me perform in sports journalism and say, hey, that guy's got something. That guy's got a future. He's the father of the Browns GM. They share the same name. Got a lot of love for these dudes. Andrew Berry, I want him to have success. Now, Browns fans hate him. They think he's part of the problem. And to that, I would say, hey, be courteous of his emotions. Be courteous of how he feels. Don't criticize my dog Andrew Berry. He's doing his best. Just like you don't want us to criticize your favorite team. Which fan base in sports is the most sensitive? What fan base can you not stand because, well, they can't stop crying and whining? Woe is me. Don't talk about us. Oh, wait, you're not talking about us enough. Which fan base is the most sensitive, and how is it not the Cleveland Browns fans and Cleveland sports fans at whole? 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. 888-760-3776. What is the most sensitive sports fan base, and how is it not those sad, sensitive folk out there in the middle of the map, Cleveland, Ohio? 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Whew, good thing we don't know any Cleveland Browns fans.
I know. I was going to say, if they were in the building right now, just mere feet away from me, I think that we would probably erupt and be very unprofessional.
Yeah, I would. And you know what? We should. Because you know what's unprofessional? Being a sports talking head and being sensitive about a joke that somebody makes about your team.
Wait a second. I've got an idea.
What? What's up? What you got?
I don't know how it slipped both of our minds.
Yeah.
It's probably bad job by us.
Of course it is.
We do have a Cleveland fan in the office.
But we got one of those, like, sensitive saps in the office. Woe is me.
They take the bait every single time.
Really?
We sure do. And he goes by the name of Michael Rizzo. Rizzo. Where does that name?
Tony!
It's ringing the bell.
Tony! You telling me we got Tony's son right here? And again, none of this was against Tony because Tony was good. Tony wasn't there when they were being crybabies and hugging together and asking for any kind of sympathy. But we got Mike Rizzo. Oh, is that him right there next? We got Mike Rizzo.
And he's going to join the show next.
He's a Cleveland sports fan. He will answer for the sins of the Cleveland sports fans on the other side. Of course, Mike Rizzo from Russo and Rizzo. I can't wait for this one. But again, hit us up, 888-760-3776, which is the most sensitive fan base in all of sports. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey, Mike Rizzo, and just a few. We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
It's Truck Month with the Ford crew.
Sam, do you know what these trucks have in common?
They're all Ford trucks.
And
they're built Ford tough.
Also true, but specifically they're Ford F-Series trucks, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years.
48 years? We should celebrate a month-long event.
Sam.
A truckload of value.
Sam.
Across the entire lineup of Ford trucks.
Sam.
That's called Truck Month already, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I knew it.
Based on 1977 to 2024 CY Industry reported total sales.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
The powers that be want you to believe that sunspots are interfering with our signal from ESPN Radio. Little flares from 93 million miles away disrupting the feed of my station? Hi, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. Oh, sure, scientists say solar storms mess with satellites, right when I'm a... Bill Belichick? Forget it. Tune in before sunrise when we're immune to the sun's so-called harmful rays. Wake up with Unsportsmanlike on ESPN 106.3 before the sun starts its daily attack.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
DQ Grill and Chill, always your first love for delicious treats. Enjoy the blizzard of the month, Red Velvet Cake Blizzard. Indulge in real red velvet cake pieces and cream cheese icing, blended with DQ Signature Soft Serve. Plus, the $7 meal deal remains in full effect. Your choice of a DQ cheeseburger or a 3-piece chicken strip basket served with fries, a drink, and a sundae for just $7. DQ Grill and Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Hey golf fans, Colin Russo here. Looking to improve your game? Flagstick Golf Performance, the ultimate indoor golf experience, is now open in Boynton Beach. With 3 indoor simulators and a state-of-the-art putting studio, Flagstick helps players at all levels up their game. Get lessons from experts, try the latest clubs, or just come up for a round in the simulators. You could track your stats and see real improvement. Flagstick is where serious golfers and beginners find their edge. Bring your friends or family and enjoy golf like never before. Visit flagstickgolfperformance.com to book your session.
While it's not always possible to see contaminated water coming out of the faucet, the taste is difficult to ignore. And what about plastics and pharmaceuticals now in the water? The team at Culligan is here to help. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems designed to filter out those contaminants right at the source. Culligan has been helping the local community with water issues since 1936. Schedule your appointment today at Culligan.com.
Hey, Culligan!
said no prospective quarterback draft pick ever. I only want to play for the Cleveland Browns or nobody else. So
Devontae Mack.
Yeah. No matter what.
No matter what.
Draft day.
Shador's not saying Browns no matter what
Kevin
on the yellow post-it.
Andrew Berry.
No matter what.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Did you do that on purpose, C-Cat?
What? Reestablish what the topic of conversation
No,
was?
that was
Absolutely.
perfect. Yes, that was from Unsportsmanlike. That was Chris Canty and Evan Cohen making a little light joke about Cleveland Browns, about Shador Sanders not forcing his way to Cleveland. I'm talking about the fact that I just went 0 for 5 in the Carmies, and I just compared it to how Kendrick Lamar was nominated for 5 Grammys for Not Like Us, and he went 5 for 5. He swept, whereas I got swept, and then you play Not Like Us.
I rubbed the salt in the wound unintentionally.
You suck.
Effect
Now I'm
all
sensitive.
the same.
Now I'm sensitive. We're taking calls on who's the most sensitive fan base in sports. We have David in Jupiter joining, theoretically speaking. David, is the fan base you're going to name your own fan base, or do you got another one in mind that you want to put out there?
No, I mean, I probably could nominate mine. I'm a Chicago fan, but I've got another one in mind. The city of New York, the expectations that they have every year of every team, and the amount that they think we actually care about their teams. The Jets are back because they have Aaron Rodgers. The Giants draft the right quarterback, and they always think that they're going to compete and make the playoffs or be good. Knicks fans, I mean, come on, Spike Lee and all the expectations they have. They even have expectations this year, and we all know nothing's going to happen this year either. Yankees fans whine every year that they don't win. We got to revamp the team. What's going on with management, all of this. Mets fans are just insufferable as well. You can even throw in Nets fans. So to me, the most sensitive fans in all of the United States of America, even more than Cleveland, are New York fans.
Wow. David, I appreciate your call, but you couldn't be further from the truth. You could not be further from the truth because the most sensitive fans are Cleveland Browns fans. And I want to say this, the words that I would use actually to describe a New York fan, and even the words he was using to describe them in a long way, is just they're arrogant. They're out of touch. They're narcissists, right? They're eternal optimists. They're not sensitive. They make fun of their own teams. I've never heard of a New York sports fan being, oh my, don't talk about us like that. Wait, you can't talk about us. Be nicer to us. But that's what I heard from Aaron Goldhammer based on what Evan Cohen and Chris Canty made. A little lighthearted joke about the Cleveland Browns. So joining us right now is one of the sensitive fans, Mike Rizzo from Russo and Rizzo. You know and love his work all over ESPN 106.3.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
he's probably most renowned.
I'm the villain.
Yeah, you're most
I'm
renowned.
the villain. Yeah.
For being a little sensitive.
For
Sally.
sure. And how can here's my thing. What do you expect us to be? The Browns have been the miserable dregs of the league my entire life. I'm 30.
Yeah.
I've seen 2 playoff runs. 30 years old, mate. Like this, I wouldn't call us whiny. I think frustrated is the most correct word.
Frustrated makes sense. You
I
should
think
be frustrated.
I'm not. Maybe now, if you want to talk to me about being a whiny Buckeye fan, fine, I'll listen to that because I'm spoiled.
Yeah.
I'm a whiny Buckeye fan because I'm spoiled. Now, winning a national championship helps, but as far as the Browns, I think it's the wrong wording, partner. I think it's frustration
Let's pump the
more
brakes
than
then.
anything.
Let's pump the brakes.
Frustration.
When you heard that joke that Chris Canty and Evan Cohen made on Unsportsmanlike,
they're 100%.
Did that hurt you?
No, because they're 100% right.
Thank you. It's truthful.
The Sanders are using this as leverage so the Giants will trade up for him.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen. And actually, I think Shador is going to be a Brown.
All right, so
I do think Shador Sanders is going to be a Brown because the New York Giants aren't going to trade up and give up the farm for a quarterback that I don't think they believe in. The Browns are desperate right now. And honestly, I said on my show yesterday, I told C-Cat that him and Colin made fun of me, naturally. I said, breaking news.
That's sensitive, by the way.
Yeah, naturally.
That was tough.
Hey, naturally. I said, breaking news, Mike Rizzo wants Shador Sanders on the Browns. If I could take Shador for face value, he's a great pocket passer. He's tall. He's big. He'd fit right in the AFC North.
Yeah, but the difference
look at the
here's the
quarterbacks.
problem with it. Here's the problem. Shador Sanders, who has been a lightning rod since maybe like his first year of college. Even when he was at Jackson State, people hated him. People loved him. He's dealt with all this media criticism. He's dealt with adoration. He's dealt with trolls all over Twitter. The reason why Shedeur Sanders wouldn't work out in Cleveland is he's very thick-skinned, whereas y'all are sensitive.
No.
It doesn't work.
Theo, if anything.
He's callous.
But if anything, he could handle what we got to throw at him because he's done it his
y'all
whole
don't throw anything at him. Y'all are apologists and y'all are sensitive. How about this then? So
Why,
you're right.
Now, you're saying we're sensitive and apologists because
you want to hear it?
Yeah, I do because, listen, I want for the record, Aaron Goldhammer's like a big brother to me. He knows I love him to death, but I got some pure honesty for you after I listen.
All right, so take a listen. This is Aaron Goldhammer. What do you got there, CCAT?
Do you want to hear what they said yesterday on the Really Big Show, or do you want to hear what was said today on Sports?
Let's start with yesterday so you can get the full context, right?
Yeah. Let's start with my father's show that Aaron is filling in
The
for.
Really Big Show. That beat us out for the Carmi, which is total snub.
5 years in a row.
Total snub.
5 years in a row.
Can I just say to Evan, Canty, and Michelle, don't turn into the show that takes the low-hanging fruit when it comes to Cleveland sports. Cleveland is probably one of your biggest markets that listens to the show because you lead into the Really Big Show. What does that accomplish for you guys? Nothing.
I mean, look, they got to be careful. I will tell them, because you just take the low-hanging fruit all the time. Eventually, you're going to turn off the audience so bad, especially when you don't have anybody to counterbalance. I've got Riz when I do that yelling right back at me, representing the fans that are sitting in the car. To hear them laugh at the Browns, like, Chris, there was no I feel for Cleveland fans in that. Maybe a little bit from Evan.
All right, I've heard enough. I've heard enough.
But here's another. I want you to know on the back end of that.
Yeah.
You got to hear the end.
They called, because you
sorry,
got to hear the reaction.
Christian, I'm sorry. Trump me next time.
Yeah, just let them hear the back end because they made a really bold statement based on that.
I'm sorry.
One of the biggest markets that the show is on, because if you're not careful, the show's not going to be on here anymore.
Okay, well, that's never happening. My dad and Evan are great colleagues. They like each other a lot. That'll never happen.
Yeah.
A couple of things here. Number one, my old man is the pulse of the fans, not Aaron, not Chris Oldak, who you heard talking there.
Yeah.
Chris and Aaron know I love them dearly. But when my dad leaves, this is the kind of stuff that happens. Okay.
Well,
when the old man isn't there in studio to reprimand everybody, this is what happens. My dad will come back and he'll set the record straight, as he always does.
Okay.
But Aaron, I told you, he's an older brother to me. I'd take a bullet for the guy, and he knows that.
Yeah.
He's not the pulse of the fans.
He's not.
Aaron is from Denver. Aaron is a Denver Bronco fan. Okay. Aaron is an Ohio State hater. He's not the pulse of Brown fans. I will say this for Aaron. He tries to he defends the Browns. I'll give him that.
Does he overcompensate because he knows he's not one of y'all? Is he overcompensating for a higher Q rating?
I wouldn't say that. Because Aaron plays into being the villain, like how I am right now on this show. He's not the pulse of the fans. My dad is the pulse of the fans, and there's a reason that show has won 5 Carmies in a row.
Yeah.
And
it's because I got snubbed this year. It should be 4.
There's a reason the Really Big Show is a 5-time winner. And obviously a lot of it has to do with Aaron, but a lot of it also has to do with my dad, who Aaron described there as the pulse of the fans.
Yeah.
Guys, my dad's got a saying, don't get hooked. Okay? Obviously, Shedeur Sanders is doing all this Brown stuff to maybe get a team to trade up for him. But in the end of the day, I'm not buying Shedeur and Dion saying we're not going to go somewhere because we don't think it's a good fit. I don't think that happens.
Has there ever been a quarterback that wanted to go to Cleveland outside for the fact that they just had the number 1 overall pick?
I think
that was I want to be there. That's the franchise.
Bernie Kosar in the supplemental draft in the 80s. You asked me.
I know. That's an honest answer. I appreciate that. Yeah.
And we've been. I think everyone for Theo, you're 2 years older than me. We were two millennials.
Just 1 year, but yeah.
Partner, the Browns were a respected team in the 90s before they moved away.
Yeah.
I understand they didn't make any Super Bowls. I understand that they never had championship success, but this was a team that was competing for the playoffs. This was a team who had more championships than any team with Jim Brown, Paul Brown, and company. This was a respected franchise. I don't know what the hell this has been since 99. Actually, I know what it's been. Right. It's been living hell. It's been a domain expansion of living hell. Okay? It's exactly what it's been, and that's what I've lived for 30 years. But we're not whiny.
You're not sensitive.
We're not whiny.
Okay.
We're not sensitive. We're realistic, frustrated. We're a realistic, frustrated lot that knows they have the worst owner in sports, that knows they should have fired their GM 3 years ago.
Oh, easy.
37 draft picks.
Yeah.
Andrew Berry, 37 draft picks. He has signed one to contract extension. He has had, 2 to contract extensions, 1 Pro Bowler. Pro Bowler, 37 draft picks, 1 Pro Bowler, and 2 contract extensions. Come on, mate.
I understand your frustrations.
And the Deshaun Watson deal, which I think was the owner, okay?
I can't co-sign that, though.
Which I think was the owner, but at the same time, what? We got to take the GM for face value. He's the one who made the deal. Browns fans know this.
So
they know this stuff.
I will say this. You can't. How critical can you be of a general manager if you're admitting that you have the worst owner in sports? If his boss and his manager is the person that is you're saying is the least competent.
He's drafting the players. I understand that you don't necessarily. You didn't
fire
have
the scouting department.
You didn't.
Andrew Berry's a good guy.
Stop. You didn't. I know he didn't have the draft picks because of the Watson deal the last few years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But 37 draft picks in one part,
that's tough. It's a bad record. It's a bad track record.
And then his Myles Garrett situation. Dude, you understand what he said about Myles, right?
Yeah,
he said, he's going from Cleveland to Canton. He was all cocky as hell and came out and said that to the media. And then Myles Garrett put him in his statement he wrote to Adam Schefter when he requested for a trade. It's miserable.
It could be true, though. He still could always do that come back for one day and retire thing.
And Aaron knows I love him.
Yeah.
But we're not a whiny batch.
You're not.
We're not a whiny batch.
Just Aaron.
Unsportsmanlike is not going anywhere in Cleveland.
Okay.
My dad and Evan work hand in hand together, and I promise you, when my old man comes back, all of this is going to be put to bed.
Take it to the bank. That's what Mike Rizzo just said. Take it to the bank. He just set the set the record straight. And another thing you just did, you gave a great ounce of redemption for the really big show.
Yeah.
I did not mean
Dude, you're talking. We
got Goldie. Now, we got Goldie's in the house. Hold on. Can we make way for a legend?
Aaron Goldhammer. I don't think Aaron, has anyone ever called you Goldie in your entire career?
I thought he was talking about.
It's the hammer.
Not since kindergarten or maybe first grade.
I thought he was talking about Emmett,
there used to be some Goldilocks slander. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Right now, on my way. I'm on my way to a appointment with my therapist.
Yes.
So I kid you not, I'm on my way to an appointment with my therapist. So what happened between us and Unsportsmanlike is going to be a major topic of conversation in that session. So I figure I might as well join you guys and get the party started early.
Let's do it. I'm so glad that you are joining Aaron Goldhammer's in the house from ESPN Cleveland and ESPN Radio on Theoretically Speaking. Aaron, why are you so sensitive, man? We played it back. It feels like you took a lot of shots that weren't meant for you in that.
I mean, have you guys been around the Browns or watched the Browns at all recently? Like, when you follow this closely, of course you're sensitive. I think that there's a difference between high-quality analysis and just snark. And I think that there are well-thought-out jokes or bits, and I think there's low-hanging fruit. Now, I built my house on low-hanging fruit. So, look, I'm an expert in this. But I thought that in that segment there were some real cheap shots dished out by Evan and Chris. And look, it's less Evan and mostly Chris.
Yeah.
But a little bit of both of them, okay? And I would say, in my view, okay, they can do what they want with their show. I'm just telling you that in this market, okay, which is one of their most important markets, I was afraid that segments like that for them are going to be turn-offs more than they are turn-on.
Hey, so,
as someone
Aaron,
who's around the Browns upset.
You're right that you're around the Browns all the time and you have a perspective on it that matters more than what mine might be, but wouldn't you think Browns fans are used to people making jokes about the Cleveland Browns? They're a joke. They are a joke.
Aaron, why do we care? I'm with Theo on this. Who cares? My Super Bowl champ is Gerard Cherry, not Chris Canty.
My household
Super Bowl champ is Gerard Cherry, okay?
Gerard hosts the show on our station, won 3 Super Bowls with the Patriots. I mean, guys, I can only tell you how I viscerally and emotionally react in the moment. Everybody who was sitting in the studio with me listening to that segment was bothered by it because I think that there's But by the way, the last few years, the Cleveland Browns haven't been a joke. They've won a playoff game more recently than the Steelers. They've won a playoff game more recently than the Patriots.
Hey, hang a banner. Hang a banner.
They've won a game. They've won a play. I mean, these teams have sucked. Like, do you not think the Giants are also a part of joke? The Browns take more shrapnel than these other teams do in a way that I don't think is particularly fair. If you want to say they stink, yeah, we all know that. Thank you. Appreciate it. But I don't know that it really adds anything to the discourse just to try to get snarks, which is what it felt like was happening.
I have
on
a question.
Show. Was it yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday. You're right, Aaron, that it is low-hanging fruit, and you don't always have to take a stab at the Browns. I don't think they generally go out of their way to do so. In fact, Evan Cohen had one of the worst takes of the year.
No, Theo Canty does.
Canty?
I listen.
Yeah.
I listen to almost the whole show every day. Canty's taking shots at the Cavs because of the Browns.
He doesn't
Canty's
like
taking
Cleveland.
shots at Ohio State because of the Browns. Like, it feels like it's one of his favorite topics. And look, I get it. Canty
He's
plays
part
for the
Michigan
Ravens.
man. He's also part Michigan man, too.
Right. So why do I think that he'd like Ohio? But I wanted to explain to the guys, and I think it was very relatable to our audience.
Yeah.
That, when you're Cleveland, you get a bunch of cheap shots from the national media sitting on their iron thrones in New York City at the South Street Seaport. And I just, being in this market where people care probably too much about sports, as Mike will tell you, sometimes there's a little bit of an inferiority complex. And for everything we've been through, man, we go through enough pain between 1 and 4 o'clock on Sundays. I don't need to do it weekdays starting at 6 on Unsportsmanlike.
Aaron, I told Theo it's more frustration. They're calling us whiny. It's frustration.
Yeah.
This is the biggest, I could argue, one of the biggest football markets in the country in Cleveland, Ohio, when it comes to watching football, watching NFL football, watching college football. You guys have no idea how big high school football is there as well.
Smart football fans, too.
Correct. Frustration. It's frustration, not whining.
You do know how big high school football is in Ohio because it's just as big in South Florida. So
But Aaron, I got to say, partner, down here, the stigmatism is it's the biggest. I think Northeast Ohio could go toe-for-toe with South Florida football, but that's neither here nor there. I don't think we're a whiny batch. We're frustrated. And when we hear stuff, for me, Aaron, when I hear Canty say that stuff, I don't care what a Ratbird fan has to say, what a Michigan man has to say. Fair play to him. He's good at his job. He's great at what he does. I'll say it again. My household Super Bowl champion is Gerard Cherry, not Chris Canty.
Did he win with the Browns or?
No, but with the New England Patriots. But he works for the Cleveland Browns radio network, and you could hear him on the next level. Aaron, I believe, still 3-6 on ESPN Cleveland.
I mean, your uncle, not by marriage, but by just being close with your family, is Bernie Kosar.
Correct.
Oh wow!
And he's also a Super Bowl champion. So there are others, not just the resident Super Bowl champion Chris Canty. But the other piece of this to me, I haven't felt frustration from Browns fans ever like this. Not when they won one game in 2 years. I think the Watson trade. And I think the Myles Garrett demand, whatever you want to call it, has made everybody here just a little sensitive and a little insane. Like, am I going to get upset that you're calling me sensitive? I'm on my way driving to see my therapist. I know.
Hey, I support that. I support you going to get therapy. I get therapy as well. But I have a question. Hold on. I asked the same question to Mike earlier, Aaron, and was there any lies told in these jokes? They talk specifically about Shedeur Sanders not forcing his way to Cleveland, and that's my only point. So I think that it was a little overkill for you to say we're going to pull unsportsmanlike. So,
I mean, let me address that.
Yeah.
There were, I guess, 2 things that Canty said that I think were untrue.
There we go.
Actually, one is he said no quarterback ever wants to go to Cleveland. Like, if you know the history of this. Bernie really wanted to come to Cleveland, and he rigged the draft so that he could. And also, Baker Mayfield really wanted to come to Cleveland. I stood with him at the NFL Combine. No, he wanted to take on the pressure of turning around a team that hadn't won a game in 2 years. He really wanted that, and he got it. And I got to say, did a pretty darn good job. He didn't get a second contract. He's never going to win a Super Bowl, I don't think. But he did a pretty good job of stepping up into that. So I don't think it's totally absurd that somebody would look at the Browns as a real opportunity if you have the right temperament and mental for it. Also, the Browns are coached by a two-time Coach of the Year.
Right.
Would you rather go play for the Browns or play for the Jaguars and Liam Cohen?
Correct. I mean, I agree with them. There are worse coaching situations than there are with the Browns. Aaron,
you're right. Okay.
Aaron, my man, I wanted to ask because the Myles Garrett situation. Update us on that. Where are Brown fans at with that? Aaron, I'm at the point where let him go. The Super Bowl window is gone. You need to probably start getting rid of your good talent to start the rebuild. I know the Browns would disagree with this. Where are fans at with Garrett wanting out?
When Myles first made the request, everybody here felt bad for him and agreed with his decision. Like, he would have gotten cheered at a Cavs game, even though he just demanded a trade away from their favorite team. And I think a lot of fans felt like, I wish we could demand the trade from the Browns, but we can't. We're stuck with them for the rest of our lives. I think now, after the Radio Road Tour and Myles rubbing it in on every obscure podcast, I mean, he was on, well, what did he do? Rizzo and Russo. He did every show with them.
Thanks, Aaron.
Public Access in South Florida. He did every single show in the world.
Wow.
I think that the tide has turned. And, Mike, I agree with you. I think if your feet are grounded here, you have to know where you are. It's the beginning of a rebuild. And I right now would be talking 3 first-round picks. I'd say you want to do this deal right now, you go 3 first-round picks, and then you work your way through the offseason. But I don't want to deal with a holdout. I don't want to deal with a circus. And I think eventually the Browns are going to trade him.
That is Aaron Goldhammer. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being honest with us. Enjoy the therapy session, and just don't trade him to the Eagles. That's all I ask.
And Aaron, miss you, man. When are you coming down to see me in Florida?
I don't know. I'm spending all my money on therapy because I'm stuck with the Browns.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Well, get your you-know-what down here soon, partner. We miss you.
We're going to get him down here. That's Aaron Goldhammer, co-host of The Really Big Show, the Carmi Award-winning, 5 in a row. Carmi Award-winning
that's
The
really
Big Show.
That's bothering you.
Yeah, it's bothering me, damn it. I'm getting sensitive just like them Browns
no one
fans.
was winning that but The Really Big Show. I promise you.
That's rigged. It's rigged. That's Mike Rizzo. That's C-Cat on the other side. We get to some real sports talk instead of just dunking on Cleveland sports fans. It's Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, this is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Want to play college basketball? Register today for the free Orange Bowl Florida High School Basketball Showcase presented by Memorial Healthcare System. Hit the hard court on Saturday, March 15th at the David Posnack JCC in Davie and show off your basketball skills in front of coaches from across the country for a chance to earn scholarships and aid for college. The event is open to high school juniors and seniors, both boys and girls. More than $1 million is awarded each year. Register for free today at orangebowl.org.
Hey kids and teens, join us for Junior Golf Day at the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches on Tuesday, February 25th from 4 to 6 p.m. Each junior will play a 4-hole competition on the par 3 staple course. Do not bring clubs or balls. Everything will be provided for you. Parking is available at Mearsall Park beginning at 3 p.m. Visit the events section on our website at firsttpalmbeaches.org for more information. See you at the Cognizant Classic on Tuesday, February 25th.
Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Introducing the 2025 Land Rover Discovery Sport. Designed for those who crave adventure, style, and performance. And now it's more accessible than ever with 3.9% APR for 60 months. For well-qualified buyers, that means payments as low as $1,837 a month per $1,000 financed. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach located on Okeechobee Boulevard or head over to LandRoverPalmBeach.com today for more information on how you can take home the 2025 Land Rover Discovery Sport.
Hey golf fans, Colin Russo here. Looking to improve your game? Flagstick Golf Performance, the ultimate indoor golf experience, is now open in Boynton Beach. With 3 indoor simulators and a state-of-the-art putting studio, Flagstick helps players at all levels up their game. Get lessons from experts, try the latest clubs, or just come up for a round in the simulators. You can track your stats and see real improvement. Flagstick is where serious golfers and beginners find their edge. Bring your friends or family and enjoy golf like never before. Visit flagstickgolfperformance.com to book your session.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. Welcome on into the happy hour of Theoretically Speaking. It's undoubtedly the happy hour because we got those 2 Cleveland sports fans out of here, C-Cat. It's happier already. The room got a little brighter. Mood is better. Vibes are high.
It's like you don't want to hang out with a coroner.
No.
They're around some dark stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
hang out at the morgue.
Hang out with a bartender. Yes. Fun. Party.
Yes. That C-Cat, he's on the other side of the glass on the 1s and the 2s. And we don't have a billion commonalities. We don't have a billion threads that tie us and things. Like there's a Venn diagram of Theo Dorsey and C-Cat overlapped. It's not like it's like a 1-for-1 here, but somewhere in the middle of that, not a Cleveland sports fan.
How about that?
And we are grateful for that very blessing. It's not our fault. It's not our fault, man. I think that the sensitivity that comes out of them, and I'm glad that Aaron Goldhammer, who is obviously great sports talk radio host. He does all of the different shows throughout ESPN radio. He fills in a lot. And he also has his show, the Really Big Show that just won a bunch of awards. I'm glad he was man enough to jump in and defend himself, defend his honor. I'm glad that Mike Rizzo did the same for the Really Big Show. I did notice one thing, and I didn't want to pick this bone with him while we were on the air, because I didn't want him to like come across the room and hit me or anything. Seemed like he was only standing up for his pops.
That's a good point.
Yeah. He defended his pops and it threw everybody else under the bus. He's like, look, I can't speak for Goldhammer. That's my brother, but he ain't really one of us. And then I hate calling him the other guy, but the other guy on the really big show that I keep, what's his name again?
Wait, who? When?
The guy that was complaining with Goldhammer that didn't pull up.
Chris Oldak.
Chris Oldak. Mike Rizzo also was like, I can't speak for these guys.
Exactly.
And he said that they were only doing that. They only got out of line because Big Dog wasn't around.
Yeah, that clip's going to get surfaced and posted, and Mike Rizzo's going to have to answer for that.
No, but I don't want to see, but Mike is the guy for. We say that, and Mike will come running here and rip the microphones out of the studio. He does not want to have to answer for that, so I don't know.
No, but that's kind of radio number 101.
Yeah.
Number 101.
Once you say it out there in the airwaves, it's free, fair game.
Yeah, you can use it against you if you say it on a microphone, and I've learned that.
Yes.
I have learned that lesson.
Yeah, you're right. About 24 hours ago, this moment was a pretty fun one here on Theoretically Speaking. Fun being an operative word. It's the happy hour now, though. All those things are behind us. Let's let bygones be bygones. And again, I literally am a very happy and optimistic guy. I'm joyful. I like to spread good energy. I like to hang around good people. I don't mean any harm when I call the Cleveland sports fans sensitive. I just think that out of all of the snipes and quips and disses that I've heard, a lot of them, like, literally feel like coming out of nowhere against different fan bases, against different teams, against different athletes. I just didn't think. I think it was very innocuous what happened on Unsportsmanlike, but it did cause a war that I'm not sure is finished yet between Unsportsmanlike and the Really Big Show out of Cleveland.
I will say we had a caller earlier on in the show, Dave from Jupiter, brought up Yankees fans and New York fans. Yeah. I think they're not very far off. If you want to call Cleveland fans number one most sensitive fan base, number two or number one's got to be New York fans.
Really?
So I am waving the flag as a New York Yankee fan, saying as far as baseball fans go, Yankees fans are the worst fans in baseball. And maybe you can call that sensitive. Maybe you can call that delusional. Maybe obnoxious. Maybe you're right in all three of those classifications. But speaking from within, going to Yankee games, they're bad fans.
Okay. Not going to ever root out the option or I'll dunk on them as well. They could be bad fans. The Yankees fans could be bad, but sensitive is different than bad. Like, it does feel like there's a woe is me nature about Cleveland sports fans. It does feel like because they have rooted for these losing teams year after year, time after time, they start to almost take on the personality of these franchises and organizations. And it's like they line themselves up to be a punching bag. And when you start doing that, when you live your life that way, it's almost like a victim mentality. You start assuming wounds and shots and strays that were not even meant for you.
I mean, yeah, it's like when
what happens.
All right, I'm going to leave that joke alone. But yeah, you're right. You're exactly right, Theo. That's what it is. They're taking offense where there's no offense to be taken. And I'm so grateful that Aaron Goldhammer joined the show today. But he said as if like the Giants don't get criticized and laughed at these past, decades of just incompetence. Yeah, yes. They get made fun of all the time.
And I've never heard a Giants fan say anything like, you need to be nicer to us. You need to be more welcoming to us. You need to make us feel better.
Low-hanging fruit. That's never been, it's been
that's
offered.
Soft, man. That's soft.
Yeah.
Again, Aaron Goldhammer is a great dude. I'm not saying he could be soft. He could be soft. I mean, that's not a bad thing. He's not an athlete. He's not a professional athlete. Calling a normal human being like another man or even another woman soft, I don't even think is that much of a diss, because your nature might just be a little bit more fragile, and you also don't need to be hard out here. Like, a soft lifestyle is a good lifestyle. You're living cool. You're checking out. You're taking care of yourself. Matter of fact, I would prefer to be more soft going forward.
Well, yeah, and I also think how they ended the segment on the Really Big Show by a threat to the national show from 6 to 10 a.m. by saying, we're going to take you off the air if you don't shape up, that opens you up for attack from everybody else.
That's true. I mean, that is a huge hammer to drop from Goldhammer and my guy Chris, is that they're going to take Unsportsmanlike off the radio airwaves out there at ESPN Cleveland. I can't wait to see it happen.
Which he did say
you walked it back?
No. That's the thing. He did say he was acting a little bit impulsively, and everyone in the studio was kind of on his side in that moment. He didn't take that back.
He never took it back.
Very interesting.
I do like that call. I like that play by you. If you say something like that, you got to stand 10 toes. And you know what? If eventually it does, like let's say 10 years from now that it moves off of ESPN Cleveland just because of like time conflicts or something, he gets to have his parade. I think that, here's what I'll say. This is my last thing I'll say about ESPN Cleveland and the sports fans out of that wretched city. I'll say this. You're likely going to get unsportsmanlike off of ESPN Cleveland before you get another championship. So throw a parade for whichever one goes first.
Nice.
Pick your battle there. If unsportsmanlike eventually evolves past the time limit, or maybe y'all get a new morning show and it replaces unsportsmanlike, I see that happening before I see anything of the sorts coming out of the Browns organization, which has the number 2 pick. But we all, for some reason, feel collectively as a nation, as a football viewing public, like they're inevitably going to somehow screw it up.
And this is not because the host of Unsportsmanlike happens to be driving around listening to 106.3 right now.
Of course not. Not buttering up Evan Cohen. Not buttering up Evan Cohen, man. He's a good guy. We're in the Evan Cohen studios. We are not in any way in any kind of danger sitting in the Evan Cohen studios defending that man. That has nothing to do with why we're taking his side in this fight.
Not at all. In fact, Evan Cohen, he didn't get a ticket on the get-around today.
He didn't.
We didn't offer him a ticket on the get-around.
And he could have got upon this journey, upon this ride, but instead we left him to his own facility. So how about we, as a theoretically speaking crew, on the happy hour, hop on the get-around?
I get around. What you mean you don't know? Round and round. Check go. I get around.
The Get Around today is brought to you by Kaiser University. Where are we going first here?
Next stop,
we're going to go to San Antonio, Texas, because this news dropped like a hammer. Victor Wembanyama is expected to miss the remainder of the season with deep vein thrombosis in his right shoulder, the Spurs announced about 2 hours ago.
There's a bunch of things that come out of this that I think is a little bit more indicative of we should be like a little more nervous as a viewing public. Now, number one, whenever it's a big man over 7 foot in the NBA and you see a season-ending injury, the first thought is, I hope it's not a lower extremity. I hope it's not a foot. And it wasn't. So that was a bit of relief for me as somebody that wants to see Wemby grow and blossom into one of the future faces of the NBA. But when I hear things that are related to blood clots and I think about how Chris Bosh's injury or his career ended with the Miami Heat, and those are the kind of things, too. Those are the kind of medical cautionary things where it's not about can you play through it. It's about this might be more detrimental to your health and to your livelihood if you do. Now, I don't know all the details around this injury. It sounds super serious. I'm glad they're sitting him for the season. This means a bunch of things for the Spurs. Number one, instead of them fighting and clawing to get into the play-in, because they still had a chance to play their way into the play-in, they're now going to likely fall back into the lottery. And the heap of picks that they do have this year and the next few years just got a little stronger. They just traded for De'Aaron Fox. So the future of this franchise, with keeping Stephon Castle and whatnot, like it is looking greater and greater. Wembanyama is expected to be good to go to start next year. And if you're a Spurs fan, I think the bright side is there's still something left to watch. There's still a show in town for you to enjoy outside of the freak, outside of the alien that's 7'5", because with Fox and Castle there and with their growing roles, and De'Aaron Fox is one of the 20 best players in this league, maybe even top 15, depending on who you ask. He's a thrilling guy to watch. They won't be suffering in silence here. But yeah, C-Cat, Wemby out for the season, and when I heard it, I blushed. I thought it was a lie. I thought it was a joke.
I know.
He just was an all-star weekend, like dunking all over the place.
I was going to say, his lasting memory for the 2024-2025 season was getting disqualified in the NBA Skills Challenge with Chris Paul.
Here's his averages this year, by the way. 24 points, 11 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and he leads the league right now with 3.8 blocks per game. Here's the last thing I'll say, too, a very critical issue here, especially for people that might have played some money in some sports books. He's only played 46 games this year. Remember, the NBA a couple of years ago put the new rule in order to be eligible for end-of-season awards, you have to hit a certain threshold of games played. I believe it's somewhere around 60. He's only played 46 games. That means he's not going to hit that number, which means this guy was an overwhelming favorite. Not even overwhelming. He was like like minus 1,000 and even greater than that to win Defensive Player of the Year this year. If somebody like a day or two ago put some plus money on one of those other guys that are in the mix, you are feeling extremely good today. And I feel bad for anybody that parlayed in a Wembanyama Defensive Player of the Year award because he's only losing it because of the injury. He had this thing locked up.
I hope it'd be a good idea for sports books across the country to maybe void that. That's tough. That's really tough.
But they won't. They won't void it. It's not going to get voided. It feels like one of those things you would want to be voided, especially if it's in a major parlay, because that was one of the locks. Out of all of the end-of-season awards in the preseason, because I remember looking at them for the NBA, Wembanyama, I think he started at like minus 750 or minus 800. Like, it was a foregone conclusion he would be that guy, and injury was the only thing that could take him out. And it did. So we'll see where that goes. Good luck to the Spurs, but Spurs fans, at least you got Fox and Castle.
Next stop,
we're going to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The NBA has suspended Bucks forward Bobby Portis for 25 games for violating the league's anti-drug policy. The league announced today, but the story is pretty crazy. Portis tested positive for the drug tramadol, a medication used to treat severe pain among adults.
Dang.
It is an instance that his agent said was an accident. It was a mix-up on what medicine was given to Bobby Portis, is apparently the story being told by the agent.
Okay. I never know which side to actually believe in these early stages of stories like this, because it's the job of the agent to make Bobby Portis look good. So even if Bobby Portis was lying, even if he did take this stuff on purpose, his agent is going to say it was a mix-up or an accident or whatever. They're never going to take credit for it. And if you're the NBA, that's the reason why you have to probably look through that with a skeptical lens and suspend him and consider maybe dialing it back later. Are there any evidence pieces brought forward why he might be innocent?
So here are the two medications that were supposedly mixed up. And as a certifiable dumb guy, as I claim to be, and as evidence has been on these airwaves for a couple of years,
you're good.
I could see making this mistake, even though it is my explicit job as a doctor or a physician to not make the mistake. The substance that was supposed to be taken by Portis and given to Portis was called Toradol, not a banned substance. Wow. The medication he actually did take was called tramadol.
And what's Toradol for is the other part of the question. It does seem like it's a misstep.
A pain medication.
So they're both pain medications. One likely stronger than the other. One likely maybe a step up from the other, which is likely the one that would get you suspended for 25 games.
That's what happened with Bobby Portis.
All right.
Is this a bigger mistake than the doctor who punctured the lung of Tyrod Taylor for the Chargers, which had him out for many, many weeks?
I'm telling you, I still don't think it was a mistake.
You think they wanted Justin Herbert in the game?
No. Both of those weren't mistakes. I don't think that they punctured Tyrod Taylor's lung on accident, and I don't think that it's still a mistake that the prescriptions got mixed up.
Oh.
Yeah.
You think they wanted Bobby Portis off the court?
No, maybe... No. Nobody. First of all, if you want Bobby Portis off the court, you just tip the game off. And the coach going to do that anyways. Like this guy's just wrecking shop on the league. I think still there's reasonable doubt as to where if maybe Bobby Portis did get a hike up in the prescription. And they had this reasonable doubt excuse in their back pocket. I'm not casting any aspersions, not making any accusations. All I'm saying is there's still room for both to be true, so that's why the NBA levies out the suspension. And knowing Adam Silver, as friendly and nice as he is, I'm sure that article alone is going to make him rescind the whole thing. Bobby going to be playing next week.
Mistakes happen, Bobby.
25 games of 25 minutes.
Stop.
Our next stop on the Get Around, where we go to location to location, giving you headline by headline. We're actually going to go right to our backyard.
Oh, that's nice.
We're going to Coral Gables, Florida, because Miami's newest power couple, Carson Beck, Haley, I think,
Cavender. Yeah.
3 cars have been stolen from their South Florida residence.
No way.
A heist was taken for South Florida's newest power couple in the U.
Here's the thing. To steal 3 cars, you kind of almost need 3 people or a really big truck, right? Like, you're not just stealing 3 cars in the middle of the night by yourself without some major facilities. I don't know, man. This one reeks. This one reeks to me as well.
It's Hannah Cavender, my bad.
Hannah, I'm sorry. Haley's her sister, right?
They're twins, so odds are. The report from Andy Slater, a couple of expensive vehicles. We got some Mercedes, Lamborghinis, remain missing. They're still looking for these 3 vehicles that have been stolen from Carson Beck and Hannah Cavender.
All right, first off, stealing is whack. Stealing is whack. Y'all stop stealing, stop killing, stop being bad. So whoever did it, you're wrong. Don't do it again. Put it back. Actually, drive those cars back to Carson Beck. He needs them. He needs them if he's going to be driving the Hurricanes down the field in the ACC next year and delivering us something that maybe, even if he give me 80% of what Cam Ward gave us, I'd be a happy camper. So just drive those cars back. All is forgiven. We should do it just like what they do like in like elementary school, where when something goes missing in the classroom, the teacher's like, I'm going to turn my back, and if it magically appears on my desk, nobody gets in trouble.
Have you ever seen that work?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
If I was one of those elementary school students and I did steal it, no chance I'm trusting everyone else in that classroom to have my back and not tip off.
So there's multiple ways to do it. I remember these things vividly because it was high-stake times. I remember one time in elementary school when it happened, and the teacher just said she made us all leave out of the classroom, and then she let us come in one by one and go to our seats.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, if we were smart enough, we would have realized, we would have asked around like, hey, who saw the phone first or whatever? Like, oh, did you see it first? And okay, so it must have been the person before you, and we would have figured it out. But it actually ended up working out, and the phone was returned. And I think with it being as high stakes as an actual a phone, or is it a wallet at that time? I can't remember. I've seen it happen a bunch of times, but with it being that high stakes, it had to be recovered. So it was nothing else we could do there.
The biggest mystery in my school was someone pouring macaroni salad in the urinal in like the 3rd floor bathroom.
No, it was a phone. It was a Nokia that I stole.
You did?
I'm kidding. That was a joke. You're an idiot. Wait, what were you saying again? Somebody stole some mac and cheese?
Macaroni salad. They didn't steal it. It belonged to them. And they poured it down the urinal in our 3rd floor bathroom. And this was like the last week of school being in session before summer break. And they looked at the security footage, and they saw everyone who entered that bathroom that day before the janitor discovered the macaroni salad that was poured in the urinal. So I had to go in there and defend my honor and say, no, I did not pour the macaroni salad in the 3rd floor urinal.
Did they find the culprit?
Never did.
Wow.
But we got to talking. Us students, we were only juniors at the time, so we still had, like, skin in the game. It's not like we were seniors who were scot-free, get out the door and be okay. But we found out.
What does that even do for you? Is that like a prank? Does it clog up the toilet?
What you do is you pour the macaroni salad in the urinal. It becomes a funny image. You take a picture of it and you send it to group chats and try to get a cheap laugh.
So that's what you did?
That's not what I did. That's what someone in the group chat I was in did.
Were you in the group chat?
Yes, I was. But I did not snitch. I did not snitch, and I never will. Sorry, Miss Hyatt.
Who was it?
Nah.
Who was it?
It was John DiVinardi. He did it. Johnny did it. Yeah.
Johnny, damn you, Johnny. Put the damn macaroni salad where it belongs in your tummy, not the toilet.
Our final stop of this edition of the Get Around brings us to the home of champions.
Oh, man. Got to find out. Before we talk about Kaiser University, I do need to look up the statute of limitations on macaroni salad toilet dumps. We will figure that out. But before we get there, champions are all over the flagship campus of Kaiser University in West Palm Beach, and they don't sound like what he just did because I'm not sure that's what a Seahawk sounds like. What was that again? I think that's more of a hawk. I think it's going to be more of a hawk.
All right, bird watcher, what do you got for me?
Seahawk is different from a hawk. I just realized, too, that
the word hawk was in Seahawk.
I'm an idiot. My bird bag just ain't that deep. But the Seahawks bags is they won 22 national titles, including back-to-back national champions in men's lacrosse, 3 straight in NAIA women's swimming and diving, and, of course, the 2023 NAIA football championship. Coach Epstein out there, man, he does it. He does it time and time again with the swimming and diving teams. So does Coach Russ right now with the football squad that made it back to the title game in 2024. KU's also captured 61 regular season and 63 conference tournament titles. Plus, they got the shiny, bright, glass Learfield Cup trophy. Look it up. It's real special. Get the latest on Kaiser Seahawks athletics by going to KUSeahawks.com. That is KUSeahawks.com. Man, you know, the only thing this get around and this happy hour could have used more of, C-Cat, would have been some Tina. Tina would have came with the cocktail of the day.
Mm-hmm.
She would have had the last call. Now I have to deliver the cocktail of the day in the last call. And I'm all worked up today. I don't even know if I could do a cocktail today. I'll do a last call.
What's piquing your fancy? What's your appetite right now for the cocktail of the day? Can we get a sneak preview before we get it next segment?
How about this? Today we'll do a mocktail. Today we'll do a mocktail because it's a Thirsty Thursday, sure, but I ain't feeling it yet till Friday. It's going to be a feel-good Friday tomorrow. Today Thursday, is going to be a mocktail. Tomorrow we get into the real drinks, and that is in honor of the studio that we sit in, Evan Cohen Studios. Evan Cohen don't drink alcohol, man. EC? He ain't rocking.
Mike Rizzo wasn't the show
Mike
today,
Rizzo
too?
as well. You're right. So we got two people. This is an ode to Mike Rizzo and my guy, E. We are going to get a mocktail on the other side for the cocktail of the day. So stick around for what that is going to be because I'm sure I'm going to pick a good one. I got good taste. That's what y'all rock with me for. I got good taste here on Theoretically Speaking. And CCAT, you're a man of good taste as well with your Hawaiian shirts. We are what? We are a week away now. This time next week, we will be more than halfway through the first round of the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches.
We're going to be there. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, we're going to be there. Matter of fact, we'll be doing our show at PGA National.
Yeah, you got to come out and see us there.
We will be there. So next week is going to be a busy one for us because on Monday we will be at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium for some spring training action. On Thursday and Friday, and maybe even on the weekend as well, we will be at PGA National talking some golf and also talking some sports as well. That's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Fun.
We're going to be far and wide. Oh, do I have my fits?
Your outfits. That's
I told you at the store where I get discount golf apparel.
Yeah.
And you got to get a fit from there as well.
All right, hook me up with something. In the break, we'll talk about it again so I can make sure I got the name tied down. I got the address. We can pull up and get some good stuff. And I'm going to be fitted and kitted for the Cognizant Classic. We'll talk more on that, plus the midday midterms on the other side, and stick around for my mocktail of the day. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey with Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
DQ Grill and Chill, always your first love for delicious treats. Enjoy the blizzard of the month, Red Velvet Cake Blizzard. Indulge in real red velvet cake pieces and cream cheese icing, blended with DQ Signature Soft Serve. Plus, the $7 meal deal remains in full effect. Your choice of a DQ cheeseburger or a 3-piece chicken strip basket served with fries, a drink, and a sundae for just $7. DQ Grill and Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Experience the thrill of Formula One in Miami from May 2nd through the 4th. For the first time, one-day grandstand tickets are available. Starting at just $65, it offers all the flexibility you need for your schedule. Do you want the best value for your weekend? Grab a 3-day grandstand ticket and catch every moment of the on-track action all weekend long. Choose your vantage point all over the track with the breathtaking views of all the action. Visit F1MiamiGP.com to explore grandstand options and secure a spot at the 2025 Formula One Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix. The race that's an experience.
As market dynamics change, the quality of service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver where others can't. Visit ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and I...
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
We also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121, or visit tworld.com today.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
Looking to lose weight without painful injections? Introducing semaglutide oral spray, a game changer in weight loss, now available at whyweight.net. This revolutionary spray delivers the proven power of semaglutide in an easy, needle-free, affordable solution. Get started today. Visit whyweight.net to learn more about the semaglutide oral spray and take control of your weight loss journey. That's the letter Y, WEIGHT.net.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at kaisergolfcenter.com.
While it's not always possible to see contaminated water coming out of the faucet, the taste is difficult to ignore. And what about plastics and pharmaceuticals now in the water? The team at Culligan is here to help. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems designed to filter out those contaminants right at the source. Culligan has been helping the local community with water issues since 1936. Schedule your appointment today at Culligan.com.
Hey, Culligan man! So let it rip.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Yeah, let that anthem ring, baby. Let that anthem ring. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad we had a little Texas music playing coming in there, big extra plug, because what I'm about to say, it probably it proves that I grew up with more pride in my state, the state of Texas, than I did with the states, the United Ones, that is. I rock with both of them, big fan. They're number one in my heart when it comes to nations and when it comes to states.
And we were going crazy when it was Team USA on the basketball court.
Yeah.
Steph Curry said good night.
Yeah, he said night-night. Big dog. Big dog said night-night. By the way, I want to say, before we get into what I got to say here, before I get ridiculed, Stephen Curry, genius move by jumping on this team, this first Olympic team. You know, it's his first time playing in the Olympics in Paris. He would have went down as maybe the only modern-day NBA GOAT that's American without a gold medal. So this kind of helps stamp his all-time great resume with all the championships, with the MVPs, with the run he's had, how he changed basketball, plus he solidified it with the gold medal and being the guy to get it done. It's pretty good.
Oh, very good.
It's a big deal.
He's a good businessman.
Smart dude. Really smart dude. And it didn't line up all those other summers, but it did for Paris. And I've just started on the, what's the Netflix doc?
Court of Gold?
Court of Gold. Just started on that, only an episode in. Anthony Edwards, future face of the NBA, already made a big move. Did you see the clip yet where he like Lil Bro Barack Obama, like President Obama felt like Lil Bro in the room with Ant Edwards, 23?
Yeah, exactly. Think of how Ant Edwards treats everybody.
Yeah.
He treated the former president of the United States like it was anybody else.
And it's not just any former president of the United States, right? Like, because there are some former presidents that I can see getting lil bro'd or sunned or like treated like anybody else that I wouldn't really flinch at. But like Obama has so much charisma and is so smooth and is so much of like a big bro, especially to like Team USA basketball.
Yeah, he's a basketball fan.
Yeah, like he's a basketball fan. He's the only, like one of the only presidents to be out there like hooping at the White House and whatnot. And even you sit down Steph Curry with Obama, you sit down LeBron James with Obama, and these dudes are, reverence, gravitas. It's all in the hands of Obama. They feel smaller in that room. I legit, if you watch that clip on Court of Gold on Netflix documenting the Paris run from Team USA men's basketball, in the first episode, Anthony Edwards, if I had to ask an innocent bystander who knew nothing about the room, nothing about American culture or who all these people were, they would have said, yeah, who's the most important person here? Oh, it's that guy, the 23-year-old with the little mini fro. Edwards is the guy. It's crazy.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. I've only seen the clip that you're referring to.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks like it's worth the watch.
Anthony Edwards, the reason why he will be the future face of the NBA, and I do think it eventually happens, is that unmitigated confidence he has to go along with the athleticism and the smarts and the work ethic in the game. I think it's inevitable. It's inevitable that he's going to end up being a champion, and he is the most charismatic, most magnetic, most personality-filled NBA player we have. It's not just about not being foreign. It's not about being American-born. It's about being entertaining. It's about having what the kids say these days a lot, aura.
The it factor.
Ant got all of that. All he needs to do is win now, and hopefully either he gets out of Minneapolis or A-Rod and the new ownership finds a way to make that franchise a little bit more competent. But that was just me putting it out there that I'm all Team USA, USA, all of that. But then we have that event that's going down tonight, CK. It's appointment television, man, and I will concede the NHL has done its damn thing. I said that NBA All-Star Weekend is still supreme to the NHL because of how big of a cultural event it is. But it does seem like this, what is it, Face-Off of the Nations? What is it called?
Four Nations Face-Off.
Four Nations Face-Off that is going to culminate in the championship game against Canada, Team Canada versus USA tonight. It feels like this has surpassed anything the NBA had in its weekend, and I will be tuned in tonight on TNT to see who comes out on top. But the shocking thing is this, C-Cat. I'm not doing this out of spite. I'm also not doing this to be Mr. Go Against the Grain. I'm never that guy.
You want the shock and awe. That's what I think happens here.
I honestly look at both of these teams, and as a man who has no hockey allegiance outside of, well, I'll rock with the Florida Panthers. That's in the backyard. Those are our guys. I look at these two teams, and I'm like, why the hell wouldn't I be rooting for Team Canada?
Because you are a U.S. citizen.
Yeah, but they right there. They're our neighbors. They're our friendly neighbors. I rock with them. I have nothing against Team Canada, and I look at the Canada roster, and it's got guys that I've always heralded as great hockey players that I like Sidney Crosby. Sid the Kid. Sidney Crosby. I know this is not his era anymore like it was, but I remember growing up playing the NHL 2K7 back on the Xbox regular, whatever they used to call it back before there was all these new iterations of the damn thing. And I would always pick the Penguins, or if I didn't pick the Penguins, I would start a franchise and trade for Sid the Kid, not only because I liked his game. I'm a Sidney Crosby guy over Ovechkin too. Just going to put that out there as we're talking that hockey right now. But also, I love the nickname. Sid the Kid that did, how could you not be I gravitate towards that brother?
Because he's against you right now.
He's
not
trying
against to beat America.
He's not.
And you are America.
Who on the American roster am I supposed to be rooting for? These guys don't resonate with me. Connor McDavid is electric. Watching the Stanley Cup final last year, I know I should be mad because the Panthers lost. Connor McDavid skated circles around brothers. He did his thing. Excuse me, not the Panthers. The Panthers won, but McDavid won the dang MVP of the Stanley Cup final. That's how great he is. He has a lot of magnetism. He's the best player in hockey right now. How can I not root for that guy? I like elite players. I like great play on the ice. And if all the American dudes can do is start group chats to start fights ahead of matches, then why would I be gravitating towards that? By the way, they lost the matches. Everybody wants to talk about how they started 3 fights in the first 9 seconds and everything and how cool that was. We lost. You start the fights and you lost. If you missed it, the first time Team USA and Team Canada faced off in this face-off of the nations or whatever the hell they calling it in the NHL, I guess Team USA players had group chats and they told each other ahead of time, we're going to start fights. Here's how it sounded on TNT.
And this four
Beginning of the game.
face-off matchup is underway, and the gloves are off.
This was
that was the first one. Here's the second one. Moments later.
Right before the first Kachuk fight, this was set up. Here you go.
2 fights.
Players on both sides said they hoped it wouldn't happen tonight. It did.
3 times.
It's helped set the tone. Charlie McAvoy put one on net. Now we're 9 seconds in. We had a fight 2 seconds in, another one 1 second later. Now in the center of the action, it's Colton Parayko and JT Miller.
Come on, man.
Parayko's got a big size advantage. Miller's a tough dude. And
Parayko won.
this is like 1996 when this building opened up with the World Cup.
So they split the 2 first fights. The third fight, it was close. They both were standing at the end. Usually it's easy to tell who wins a hockey fight because it's whichever dude falls and doesn't have the other guy on top of him.
It pushes off and kind of fires up his crowd first.
Yeah. That's the guy that won. The third match, it kind of came down to a close battle, but I do think I give the nod to Team Canada. So Team USA started the fights and Team Canada finished it. And I do think tonight, the fellas, the Maples, our neighbors up north, are going to finish the job as well. I'm looking at the roster, like Sam Bennett, Panthers, great. Come on, Sidney Crosby, Sid the kid that did. How can you not root for this dude? Connor McDavid. I mean, it's just these names resonate with you. Sam Reinhart. Remember, Sam Reinhart won us some money back during the Stanley Cup final, the Stanley Cup playoffs. We had a couple different little parlays that we got in on that Sam Reinhart came up big with. I'm rocking with the side that I got ties to. The only tie I got to the fellas with Team USA is the fact that we are, same country. That's it.
What are you talking about? Matthew Tkachuk.
That's it. One dude.
Florida Panther.
One dude.
Like, face the Florida Panthers.
One dude. And I like Reinhart better. I said it. I'm a Carter Verhaeghe guy.
Oh, okay.
All right, give me Sergei Bobrovsky.
I kind of forgot that. Yeah.
If you want to go talk about the Cats, the Rat Pack.
But here's the thing.
I got other options, man.
Like,
Tkachuk won't do it for me.
You and I can both admit we're not big hockey fans.
No.
We kind of get in when it's hot and we get out when it's not. Right now, hockey is hot.
Super hot.
And when we're given a chance to actually root hard for a team, it's easy to latch on to an automatic geographical allegiance. And the automatic geographical allegiance is the United States of America.
Okay, so you're not a fan of hip-hop.
No.
You're not a fan of rap at all.
Not really.
And if there was a great battle in said hip-hop, I don't know, let's just say one that had 2 rappers, one from America, the other one maybe hails from Canada, and you just got to pick a side. I mean, which one would you side with?
Probably American. That's who I would probably
America.
go with.
Okay, so it makes sense. So, I'm tripping.
Undeniably, I would pick the American.
I almost forgot. At the Super Bowl, Kendrick Lamar is Compton, California. That's
a state
America.
in the United States, yeah.
So Kendrick Lamar, American. I think when he said they not like us, the day he was speaking of was this rapper Drake.
Canadian Drake.
Yeah. Canadian Drake he's from Toronto.
What I'll say is
from the 6.
Kendrick did not make Hotline Bling. So, like, this all null and void.
All right.
And Team Canada.
I agree. And you know what? Nobody on Team USA got a nickname like Sid, the kid that did. We talking about Sidney Crosby here, one of the actual elite legends, greats of the game. We talking about Connor McDavid, who on the Team USA won a MVP of the Stanley Cup final without even winning the damn series.
I can't think of anyone. No one. But I'd rather have the guy that won the Stanley Cup Finals most recently.
You can have that too. Sam Bennett, Panthers. He's on Team Canada. Sam Reinhart, Panthers. It's also Team Canada. But that's 2 Panthers for the price of 1.
This is why you get a lot of resistance when you talk about your sports fandom, because it kind of goes with the wind. Here, there.
How's that with the wind? That's literally with my allegiances. Team Canada has more Florida Panthers. Point Team Canada. Team Canada has my favorite hockey player of all time, Sidney Crosby, Sid the kid that did. Point Team Canada. They also got Connor McDavid, the greatest player on ice, the best show right now in hockey. Why would I not? I'm not telling you I'm doing this out of spite. I like, if America wins, I won't be mad, but give me a reason why I should be rooting for Team USA, because all things point Team Canada for me tonight.
Because you're not Canadian. Like, you're American, and you have a dog in the fight, and it is your country's players who are on the ice. And I don't
know them dudes.
You don't have a strong tie. How? Because you used Sidney Crosby once in 2K6?
Not once, every time. 2K7.
2K7.
NHL 2K7. I remember that game.
That's not strong enough tied to be a turncoat, Benedict Arnold. You should be rooting for America.
So why are you rooting for Drake?
Because I don't care enough about music as much as I do care about sports.
You used to work for a music radio station.
And now I do not like the music that I used to talk about.
All right, you also don't like hip-hop, so how are you a Drake fan in the Kendrick Drake beef?
Because I like his music a little bit more.
Maybe you like what he stands for.
See, now we've got to omit that.
What does he stand for? What does he stand for? I don't...
Good hip-hop music and more bangers/hits, if you would.
All right, so Sidney Crosby. He's got more bangers and hits than anybody on Team USA. Everything you're saying about Drake right now is exactly what I'm saying about Team Canada. For some reason, I'm catching hate, whereas you're getting an excuse.
Because we're both Americans. You should be rooting for the American sports team. Sports
All right,
country
I'll make a deal with
are
you.
more aligned than music and country.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
His whole last album was all about him being from Toronto. That was his whole thing in the album he just dropped that you didn't listen to that you said was great.
I must have not gotten the rap genius. I didn't read between the lines.
Also, forgive me if I'm wrong, but Sidney Crosby was winning championships and whatnot on what team? What team was that? Was that in America or was that in Canada?
Well,
there's Canadian hockey teams.
I'm not going to
Pittsburgh Penguins.
Explain why I'm rooting for America because it's self-explanatory. But I'm also a Washington Capitals fan, so I'm not going to root for a Pittsburgh guy.
You're anti Sid the Kid. Okay, so we both respect each other's premise and points.
That's not true.
I can't root for Team Canada?
No.
You haven't given me a good enough reason. If you can root for Drake, I can root for Team Canada. That's a parallel I've drawn. That's my line in the sand. I will only come over to Team USA side if you come over to Team Kendrick. If not, then we're just agreeing to disagree.
I can admit that I'm not being serious in my rooting for Drake. I'm just being a contrarian jerk.
Yeah.
Are you being a contrarian jerk when it comes to rooting for Canada tonight?
No, I'm not. I actually and their song is better. You want to talk about hits? The Canadian national anthem is much better. It's 3 times better than the American national anthem, and that comes from an American.
So there's another storyline going on with booing the anthem because there's the laws and the politics that are involved with this.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that the fans in Boston will boo?
They should.
Canada?
You have to. Yeah, you have to. They should.
Just eye for an eye.
Yeah, that's the only reason why. But you're going to be booing the better song. So as you're drowning out the "Oh Canada," just know that you're going to have to then fully listen to whatever the Star Spangled Banner. Which is it's not a good song. It's a whack song. We could do better. As America, I hold a higher standard for us. We can come up with a better national anthem. Canada has. How about if we want to win this little war tonight? This is the one battle. We can make a better national anthem. We can get them next year as well. How about that?
Okay, who should get in the writers' room for the new anthem?
I guess you can't use Drake, right? That's your guy. He's Canadian.
Oh, was that who your brain went to first?
Well, I mean, you said that's your favorite. That's your hit maker. I mean, I could go with the one musician that I know also has a Pulitzer Prize for his writing, and that would be Kendrick Lamar. Could go with the person that just pulled in 5 Grammys. I mean, do you want it to be award-winning, or do you want it to just be another song?
I want it to be award-winning, and I want it to be pleasing the masses.
How about this? All right, we'll go to who should write the next American national anthem? Who should write the next American national anthem? By the way, Kendrick Lamar represented America very well on the Super Bowl halftime stage. He even had Uncle Sam involved.
Is Betsy Ross the one who wrote the anthem or the one who designed the American flag?
Betsy Ross was the flag.
Okay.
Betsy Ross was the flag.
I was going to say, because I feel like technology has advanced and taste has changed.
Yeah.
So our new anthem will sound very different.
Forget the name of the anthem person, but...
What's the song that is most universally beloved? Because it's a problem.
Probably like Party in the USA or something.
Yeah, that's up there, I would say.
Remix to Ignition 2 got a lot of love with people outside of the people that just like hip-hop and rap, but then R. Kelly screwed all of that up, so that wouldn't work.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Another reason.
Beyonce. Oh, okay, we got to unite America and have Beyonce and Taylor Swift write it together.
That would be good.
That would be something. If you put all Beyonce and Taylor Swift fans in a room, I feel like that would capture most of America.
I was going to say, of the two people, I think you stretch far and wide where you'll get people that can, I can get behind that.
Damn it. Forgot about the misogynists. That's going to hurt us there.
Yeah, I don't.
America has a lot of them.
I don't think misogynists kill music
tough.
for that.
That's going to be tough.
No, I've never heard someone
Beyonce
say I don't
and
listen
Taylor
to
Swift?
Yeah, I don't. People that are misogynists don't go against music and misogyny. They respect that. Because a musician is not a traditionally only male field.
Similar to how, and again, this is not a political thing I'm going to say, but similar to how there are people who literally said, I cannot have a woman for president. And that was their main stance against that person. You can have your opinions, whatever. There are some people who just do not like women more than there are people. There's more people that hate women than there do that hate men. It at least seems outside looking in. And I do think that Beyonce and Taylor Swift, while they gather a lot, I think you might be missing a little piece there. Maybe you need a Drake or somebody in there to help. Beyonce, Drake, and Taylor Swift.
Drake is not American. He is not going to be writing our new national anthem.
Okay. Who's the great American musician? And we need to throw at least one man in there with Beyonce and Taylor Swift just to capture some of those people that just hate women. You gotta
Bruce Springsteen.
Okay, Bruce Springsteen. We'll find out on the other side of the break. Give us your submissions. Give your submissions, please. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline here on Theoretically Speaking. Who should help Beyonce and Taylor Swift write the national anthem? We need a man. We need a male presence in this writer's room with Beyonce and Taylor Swift to make it happen. And no, Drake cannot be involved. He is a Canadian. They already got a good anthem. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery, as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Help me be more American tonight. Help me root for Team USA against Team Canada. Who should help Beyonce and Taylor Swift rewrite the national anthem for America, the Star Spangled Banner, so we can have a good one that I could be proud of? Bill is in Port St. Lucie. Bill, you are on Theoretically Speaking. Bill, who you got for us?
What's up, gentlemen? Especially after the Olympics, you got to have Snoop do it.
Oh, Snoop D-O-double-G. Okay, good call. Thanks for the call, Bill. I like a little Snoop drop. I can see him making a little magic happen. I can see him reaching across the aisle as well and getting a little bit of everybody involved. We've seen him do a little bit of that recently. Okay, Snoop. Wouldn't be mad at it.
I like our first two a lot. I think Beyonce and Taylor Swift span several different genres.
They do.
Where there are positive feelings by many for those two individuals.
They both dip their toe in country.
Yeah.
You know, like both of them are huge in pop. They both are the highest selling, especially touring artists we got. So, yeah, we'll see. Maybe Snoop. We'll see some more. We'll take some more on the other side. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. It's the happy hour of Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures, until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com. pbhnphysiciangroup.com to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
DQ Grill and Chill, always your first love for delicious treats. Enjoy the blizzard of the month, Red Velvet Cake Blizzard. Indulge in real red velvet cake pieces and cream cheese icing, blended with DQ Signature Soft Serve. Plus, the $7 meal deal remains in full effect. Your choice of a DQ cheeseburger or a 3-piece chicken strip basket served with fries, a drink, and a sundae for just $7. DQ Grill and Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
God knows I am reincarnated. I was stargazing. Life goes on. I need her, my babies.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
We have a winner. Pharrell, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, and also make sure Pharrell's the one to produce it. That is the new national anthem for Team USA, for America itself. That might actually bring me over and across the aisle to root for the Americans tonight.
Nah, not Pharrell.
Pharrell's a great producer.
Deny.
All right, we'll have to figure it out tomorrow then. We'll have to figure it out tomorrow. It is time, though. We need to do the last call here. Let's do the last call. The last call today is presented by the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches, because when the last call happens at the Cognizant Classic, we're going to be crowning a champion. We're going to be crowning a champion on a Sunday. Not just any Sunday, but next week. Literally next weekend. So if you want to know more about the Cognizant Classic, thecognizantclassic.com, that's where you can get your tickets. That's where you can get locked in and tapped in with the good folks. So you can be in the Yellow Flamingo Club, or you can maybe even be up in the Bear Trap on a Thursday, on a Sunday, maybe Friday and Saturday. Maybe some tickets opened up. Thecognizantclassic.com, that's where you can check it out. Kids 15 and under are admitted free with a ticketed adult. And, of course, it starts Wednesday, February 26th through March 2nd. It is going to be a ball. CCAT and I will be there. We'll be having shows there. So make sure you tap in thecognizantclassic.com, thecognizantclassic.com. Get your tickets today and get tapped in. Watch some good golf. The PGA Tour at PGA National in Palm Beach Gardens. Nobody loses. One person wins. It could be you.
Minwoo Lee's going to be there.
Minwoo Lee.
Shane Lowry's going to be there.
So that is your last call. I guess your last call is, hey, be kind, be good. I literally, CCAT, I almost had to walk out of here. I almost canceled on the day show. I'm having one of the worst days of my life. But we made it shake, and I'm happy for it. We survived. Russo and Rizzo's next. Go in love. Go in peace. Go in joy. Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's, where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never